Welcome to the Michael Singer podcast, presented by Sounds True, in partnership with Shakti Publications. For more information about Michael Singer's work, access to all prior episodes, and information about upcoming releases, we invite you to join us at michaelsingerpodcast.com.
Jagrata, Masters. The mind, left to its own, is a problem. Talking about the personal mind, not the intellectual mind. Why is the personal mind a problem? Someday you'll realize the root of the personal mind is in the heart. The heart has issues. It's been hurt. It's got fears and desires, all kinds of emotional stuff, which is energy. All of your emotions are just energy. You give them different names. It's hilarious. It's like if I stand watching Atlantic Ocean or Pacific Ocean come in, it makes waves. Why don't you just give a name to every one of the waves? They're waves. Your emotions are energy expressing itself at different vibration rates, at different intensities, just like waves. They're all the same. You want to call them fear, need, insecurity, self-consciousness, blah, 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 blah. They're just little wavelets that you have trouble with. And so you give them names, jealousy, everything, all of them, all your emotions are energy manifesting at different vibration rates. What happens is those vibrations of energy that come, in the end, you'll see they come from the heart, rise up. Why? They're trying to release, just like the waves in the ocean go up. They're trying to release the energy from underneath that's forcing them to not be stable, forcing them to be tumultuous, forcing them to be different. So it pushes up, the energy pushes up. It's just a feeling at that point. It's not a thought. Emotions are very different than thoughts. Thoughts are up here in your mind. Emotions come up from your heart, from the lower centers. And when the energy comes up, it hits the mind. So few people understand this, but a yogi who meditates or who has clarity sees it all the time. That's all. They don't have emotions, they see emotions, and they see where they come from. And they see that they're all just the same Shakti, the same energy that came up from the heart and then hit the mind. Very much like where do waves come from? They don't come from the rain. They don't come from that. And the wind can cause waves, but not very deep waves. They come from underneath. They come from the bed of the ocean, the coast, and so on. They hit different things underneath, and that forces them to come up and express themselves at the surface. So when the energy comes up, it has different vibration rates. And when it hits the mental plane, that was the emotional plane, when it hits the mental plane, it starts talking. It starts either visualizing or verbalizing. And that's what you hear as the personal mind. Its root is not in the mind. Its root is in the heart. That's why if something goes wrong and hurts you, your mind becomes rather active, doesn't it? And I know what it's talking about. It's talking about exactly what disturbs your heart. And not just disturbed. What if it gets excited? Then it talks about that. Why is it talking about it? I once taught that the mind is the big brother of the heart. Your heart's having issues. Your mind tries to figure it out. What can I do about this? Your heart doesn't know what to do. It's just expressing. And so the mind tries to rationalize, figure it out, so it's okay, complain, whatever the heck it is. The energy came up. It expressed itself on the mental plane in the mind. And then what do you do with it when it comes up? Well, you didn't know what to do with it when it came up as emotions. You didn't work with it at the heart level. Come up to the mind. And then the mind tries to rationalize it, solve it, come up with something. What should I do? I should call somebody, try this, talk about it, go to a therapist, just anything to try and make the mind attain some stability in the midst of this instability that's coming up. Do you know that that's what an emotion is? Do you know that's why your mind talks? When your heart is calm, your mind is silent. When you're in the presence of something that opens your heart and you feel love, you can't talk. You don't want to talk. If you're watching a beautiful sunset, you don't want to talk. Later you'll talk about it. You don't want to talk. The mind is not disturbed. It's at peace. When the energy coming up is quiet, it's peaceful, it's harmonious, then it passes through the mind. The mind doesn't get involved, and it's able to touch your soul, touch your consciousness at a very deep level. We've talked about it before. It touched me to the depth of my being. That's going to happen because your heart opened. That's going to happen because there's not energy, disturbed energy coming up from the heart, hitting the mind, all right? If I just taught you that, you've learned more than most people ever teach you. So to go in there and fight with your mind is absurd. The problem is not the mind. The problem is the energy coming up through the heart. It comes up from the lower centers and then hits the mind and does its thing. All right. So now we have the groundwork of what's going on. What do I do about it? Everybody teaches what to do about it. All right? Everybody. So if your heart is disturbed because of a relationship, there are people that would teach you, find a relationship, go out to the websites, check out, make sure they're compatible with you, and they'll help you do that. Fine. By all means, do it. I guarantee you it will not last. Let's just take the example of the websites, which are fine. Don't listen to me, okay? You go out there, and they ask you questions. There's no one of those websites that doesn't start by asking you questions. What do you like? What do you not like? Do you like this kind of person, that kind of person? What kind of food do you like? Do you like pets? Do you have children? How many children do you want to have? What kind of car do you like? They just let you fill out that list of all, and the more questions they can ask, the more you feel, oh, they're getting to know what I want. No. They're getting to know you. They're not getting to know the other person. You must have a relationship with yourself. If you fill that whole thing out, just decide, oh, I guess I get along with myself because that's what I want. Otherwise, you're sitting there assuming that somebody else is going to match. They may match that minute. Something's going to happen in their life that changes how they feel about things. And life is an ongoing process. I always teach you, psychology says you are the sum of your learned experiences. Well, that's interesting. You experience more every single day. Therefore, that list changes. Does the list change? 10 years ago, you would have made that list. Would you make the same list? Not a chance in the world. Basically, it changes. So, of course, it's going to change. And it's all based upon what now? Why does your heart do these different things? I'm doing it very quickly this time because I want to go very deep into solutions. All right? But if you don't understand the problem, you can't understand the solution. The problem is not my mind's driving me crazy. The problem is my heart is disturbed and it's expressing itself through my mind. I don't know what to do about it. So why is the heart disturbed? Is the heart naturally disturbed? Of course not. It's filled with love. It's filled with peace. It's filled with harmony. That's the natural state of your heart. Just like the natural state of your body is healthy. Is it always healthy? Of course, not always healthy. But if I took every single person that's alive and at any given moment put it all together, what percent are within reason healthy physically? It would be like 95% or bigger. You only know when you have a problem, you make a big deal out of it. How much of the time did you not have a sickness? Was something not going on bothering you? Forget when you get older. We'll leave that alone. All right? That's just natural. But in terms of a body is supposed to be healthy. There's this thing called an immune system. An entire system has been built by your body, for your body, to help the body be healthy. It's unbelievable. Like, you freak out if your temperature goes up. When your temperature goes up 2-3 degrees, it's healthy. It is the body burning out the bacteria and the impurities within the body, trying to get them out. Now, if it goes up 10 degrees, that's a different story. All right? Well, there's only so much you can handle. But in terms of the body's ability to take care of itself, it's unbelievable. You're almost always healthy, most of you. It's the same thing with your heart and mind. They're meant to be healthy. You're not meant to have mental problems. You're not meant to have emotional problems. Look at me. No one will teach you that. Your natural state is peace. That's what it means in the garden. Your natural state is peace. Your natural state is love, is beautiful emotions, beautiful energy, beautiful expressions. And because you feel stronger, because your mind's not bothering you, and because your heart's not bothering you, you're able to handle life. Somebody comes down and cuts you off. Okay, they cut me off. Thank God. I'm a good driver. I didn't hit them. And you go on. So if the natural state of the heart is healthy, what's going on? It's very easy to know, because you do it every single day. You did it. Don't feel guilt, but you did it. How do I know? You're the only one in there. So if that house was clean and now it's a mess, and the only one lives there, oh, I wonder who made the mess. Well, how did I make the mess? Very easy. It's so easy to explain. I explain it all the time. Just takes a couple of minutes, right? Events happen outside. They come in, obviously. You have to deal with them inside, not outside. They come in, you feel energy. The energy comes in of the event. Every event has its nature. Every event has its nature. It comes in and you experience its nature, not the event. The rattlesnake didn't come in. The butterfly didn't come in. The car didn't come in. They're out there. But the event generates energy, Shakti. And what comes in is the event, the Shakti, the aura, call it whatever you want, the energy of the event. Events carry with them energy. And that's what comes into your system. And then you have to deal with it in here. And some of you do okay with one thing and not another. So it comes in. And what happens is some of the things that come in are not pleasant, whatever that means. You in there, you go, not, yes or no? Have you noticed? Some of the stuff comes in, don't feel so good. Start with your physical body. Are there things that can touch and interact with your physical body that are comfortable, neutral, or uncomfortable? Yes or no? Of course there are, right? So now you have to deal with them inside because you're not comfortable in there. They make you uncomfortable. It's the same thing with psychological energy. It comes in and you have to deal with it. The trouble is you were never taught to deal with it. It's just amazing. You're taught it's not supposed to happen. There are not supposed to be roaches, not supposed to be rattlesnakes, and not supposed to be people saying what I don't want to hear. So the answer is outside. Fix it outside so it doesn't come in and not feel good. That's the only way I know how to deal with it. If I'm a normal, not just Western, most people, all right, the way I deal with things is to try to manipulate and control the outside world so that it is a way that when it comes in, it is at least comfortable to me, if not pleasant to me, and it is not uncomfortable. Can you relate to that? Do you do that? Do you think about how to get things the way you want? All right? And how did you decide how you want them? Did they feel good when they come in the past? Did they feel bad when they come in the past? And so what happens is they come in, but they're real. They happen. People do cut you off. People do beep at you. People do say not such nice things. Or sometimes people say really, really, really nice things that turn you on. Right or wrong, things do happen. What are you doing with them when they come in? That's what makes me cry. I don't understand why we go to school and we go to college and we go to graduate school. We go, oh my, so many things. And nobody teaches us this. It's not, did you like it when it came in? It's how did you deal with it when it came in and you were not comfortable with it? Because the way people deal with it is manipulate, control, blame, yell, scream, punish. A lot of it goes on nowadays. You see it, right? I'm going to manipulate the world so it be what makes me comfortable when I wake up in the morning. It's like everybody's trying to make it be the way they want because they can't deal with the way it is. And so the way they deal with it is as follows. It comes in. It does not feel comfortable. Freud talked about suppression. It is true. You try to suppress it so you don't have to feel it. But before you suppress it inside, you try to suppress it outside. I want you to understand this. What do you mean? Don't ever say that to me again. That's the same as, I didn't like that inside. Don't you say that. You're pushing it away. Do you do that? Do you manipulate, control, figure out, conjure, how can I get the outside to not bother me? And the way you do that is manipulating. It's pushing away. It's a form of pushing away, right? I don't like what you said. Apologize. Don't say that again. All right, I'm not going to give you your salary. Go without dinner. But then was push it away so that you don't have to experience what it felt like when it came in. They don't call that suppression, but it is. It's control, manipulation. You're pushing the energy away so that it doesn't come inside and bother you. But no one's really good at that. So it comes in and you push it away inside. And that's when you come to psychology and Freud and all that stuff. Do you or do you not resist the feelings that you feel inside and try to make them go away by pushing them away, keeping them from getting closer to your being? Remember I said, it touched me to the depth of my being. You don't want that touching you to the depth of your being. There's no way that's going in there. But I understand it's there, it's happened, it's coming in. No, I'm going to control it. And so you use will inside. You already tried will outside, and you do it all the time, but you're not terribly good at it. And so you still got to deal with the inside. And so when it comes in, you push it away. There's this constant feeling, protecting yourself from it. How you like that? Ever feel you need to protect yourself? Ever feel like energy that came in is uncomfortable? What do you do with it? You push it away. That's why your heart is not okay. If you take the garbage, the energy that you are not comfortable with, and store it in your heart, I don't want to feel this. I don't want you to have said this. It came in, I don't like it. So I push it away. When you push it away, believe me, you have stored it inside your energy system. It's energy neither created nor destroyed. It could have made it through you. The earth's energy, the experiences of your life come in and they pass through you and you learn about them. Now there's no junk in your heart. Now when the next thing happens, you're not afraid it will be like the last one. Why? You handled it. You were able to allow the energy to pass through. That's how a great being is. But you can't do that. So what do? You push it away. When you push the energy away, it gets stored. Call them some scars, patterns. I don't describe this to you. You took the energy. What is it? The energy that came in. What was the energy about? The energy is about what thoughts it generated inside of you, what kind of emotions generated inside of you, what fears, anxiety, anything. You took that entire package that you didn't want to deal with and you pushed it down, didn't you? All of psychology is based on the fact that you do that all the time. They would be out of business if you didn't do that. You would never, the therapist, you wouldn't need anything. It's about the fact, and Freud says so, that you stored that stuff in there. How? By resisting, by pushing it away. Where did it go? Where do you think that went? Energy cannot be created or destroyed. You blocked it. You blocked it with the force of your will. You pushed it down. It got stored in your heart. It got stored in your energy system. And what happens is, since it's down there, it's causing trouble. It's like a virus that got into your computer. You don't know where it's going or what it's doing. It just starts not working properly. So you shove that stuff down there, it's going to spread. All of a sudden, somebody says something, but the person who said it to you had an accent. Maybe they're from a foreign country. Next time somebody talks with that accent, you don't feel good. They didn't even say the same words. No, I don't like people from there. Why? You don't even. How many did you meet? Well, I met one. I had experience. Don't you dare think you don't think like that. That's where you develop prejudice. All this stuff comes because you push things away. You couldn't handle them. The energy patterns, called some scars, get stored in your heart, and they're spinning around down there. They're trying to release. How do they try to release? They leak up into your mind as a form of, why do people get angry and feel better after throwing everything around, and they say, I'm sorry, I'm so sorry. You'd be sorry all you want. The net result is you couldn't handle what was coming up inside of you, and you took that energy and expressed it to where you felt better because you released the energy. It will come right back. Why? Because you did not get rid of the reason it built up down there. Don't you think that all that stuff, managing to express your energy and release, sure makes you feel better. That's wonderful, as opposed to going out and killing people and doing crazy stuff. But it's not a solution. It's just a temporary way of coping with the fact that you stored this stuff down in there and you don't know what to do with it. So it comes up and it wants to release. Maharishi Yogi used to tell the Beatles when they went over visiting him, it wants to continue its journey through the universe. That's where the song Across the Universe came from, those teachings. It just wants to continue its journey across the universe. Because an event took place, it's over, let it go. It's over, let it go. But you don't let it go. Especially the negative ones. You store them, push them away, and then they're in your heart. And those blockages in your heart, when the Shakti tries to flow across the universe, it can't because it hits those blockages. If you understand that, you understand more than most humans ever understand. So the solution is not to go manipulate somebody or get what you want, to give more money and go travel and find a way to let energy go. Yes, you'll do all those things fine. They don't solve anything. Have you noticed you're burned out at work, you feel all stressed out, so you go on a vacation, and first you don't want to come back, and second you come back, it's right there waiting for you. Has anyone noticed? You wait for your next vacation to happen because you're burned out just as much almost immediately when you come back. You didn't change anything. And so basically, the answer is not how to manipulate the outside so you feel better inside. The answer is, why don't you feel good inside? Because you've suppressed this stuff, stored this garbage in there, and boy, have you got a mess in there. Yes or no? Are there any things you know are in there you don't want to deal with? And you just realize I'm carrying a time bomb inside myself. All right. Anybody understand? That's why the heart is messed up. And because the heart is messed up, the energy keeps trying to release, and your mind just thinks of all kinds of things out of nowheres. It thinks about what happened 10 years ago, and you get depressed, you get upset, you get sad. Why did that come up there? Because it's trying to push that energy out. It's trying to get free. It's trying to liberate itself. That is a process that you will learn to love, not be afraid of. You'll get to a point in your spiritual growth where you say, I don't want that stuff in there. I don't want to run away from myself for the rest of my life. I don't want to have to find certain people that don't touch my stuff or touch the nice stuff, and I call them friends. And the rest of the world, I'm afraid to meet them because I don't know. I have to sell myself. And come on, you want to do that for the rest of life? No way. Then what you have to do is say, oh, I shouldn't have this stuff in here. I shouldn't have stuffed this stuff in here. I would rather have handled the most terrible thing in my life that took place than store it inside of me for the rest of my life and let it ruin my life. How about you? You have to look at it properly. Do you really want to carry that garbage inside of you for the rest of your life? Because you are. And you have to be careful what people say and who you're around and what you like and what they do. Okay? And the more you have a relationship where your heart tries to open, there's a place you can channel, work with somebody, you're afraid. You're afraid what they do, and do they still love you? And this thing, what should I wear? And who are they talking to? And all jealousy and fear and insecurity, they all come from that have found a way to channel the energy, but is afraid of losing it. Anybody relate? Okay, that's what you've done. You've shoved that energy down into your heart. It is blocking your energy system. It is expressing itself by trying to release through your mind. And that's why you have so much trouble with your mind, with your personal mind. Does it have to be that way? No. Obviously, if you're going to fix a problem, the Buddhists say, work at the root. Well, the root of the problem is not what somebody said or somebody did or didn't do. The root of the problem is that when it came into you, it hit your stuff. It disturbed you. Do you understand that every single thing that you have down there is based on an experience you already had? If you don't know anything, if somebody talks in a foreign language and you don't know the language, they don't bother you because it didn't do anything when it came in. Children, somebody's behaving in a way that you never saw before, it's nothing. But if somehow it hurt you, something happened, your mother yelled at you, and now when this happens, you get all scared. So the events that took place, you suppressed them, and now they're stored in there. Okay, so I wanted to go to solution, and I always discuss the problem. Do you understand the problem? So what's the solution? Don't put the stuff down there, and when it tries to come back up, let it go. That is not a psychological prescription. That's the path to enlightenment. Should you be able to do that, handle whatever's unfolding in front of you every day and not store it in there and make more of a mess in there, and realize, okay, I can handle it. And because you can handle it, the old stuff will start coming back up. Well, no, I thought I did good. You did do good. That's why it's coming back up. It's called the dark night of the soul. People have written about it. When you stop putting more down there, there's an openness that happens. The heart goes, oh boy, I'm not being drowned by your stuff anymore. Thank you so much. Let me get the rest of this crap out of here. And it starts coming up. And you get to the point, and that's why I teach what I teach you. You say, thank you. You're welcome. I will go through anything not to carry this for the rest of my life. Anything. What if something really traumatic, terrible happened to you? I'm so sorry. It happened. It's in the past. Terrible. Somebody hurt you. Somebody did this and that. Yes. Do you want it to affect the rest of your life? Do you want the worst experience you ever had in your life to determine the rest of your life? Of course I don't want to. Well, then work with it. Let it go. And you learn how to do that. It's okay. Now let's start a foundation of different ways to work with it. Because it tends to be negative, you complain a lot. You complain about what's going on out there. You complain about people, complain about politics, complain about food, complain about pretty much everything. I know you've learned to be nicer, so you learn not to complain because people don't like you. But in there, okay? So what do? You have to work with yourself. And you realize, all right, I put junk down there, and it's trying to express itself. I'm going to raise the energy. And one way of doing that, I love talking about it, I haven't talked about it a lot, is gratitude. To me, it's the ultimate of positive thinking. Okay? Well, why would I have gratitude? My husband left, I don't have any money, I'm struggling, my job, I got fired. What are you talking about? Why would I have gratitude? Well, I don't know. Let's start. And I teach this all the time. I want you to listen. Is it true or not that there are 35 trillion living cells making up your body? Every single cell is alive. It's reproducing, it's sharing energy, it's binding, it's communicating. That whole system communicates to itself. If something's out of balance in the liver, it sends chemicals to something else that reacts and sends love. You doing all that? No. Well, maybe you might want to say thank you. When was the last time you thanked them? You think I'm kidding? What right do you have to just assume that living cell? I gave a talk once, actually, with the company. I was the CEO of the company. I gave a big talk to the sales department, everybody else, and I brought this in, all right? I learned something when I was studying the area for that. Did you know that the cells within your body, they're part of an organism, right? A liver, or this, or that, an eyeball. They're all cells. That's all they are. There's nothing in there but cells. Okay, your liver, your kidney, the thing, the pancreas, the pineal gland, every single thing is a collection of cells. If one of those cells is doing its job, and this is truth, is doing its job, and it finds out it can't keep up for whatever reason, it can't keep up with the other cells making up that organism, it willfully drops out and leaves room for a fresher cell, a newer cell, to go and take its place. So it's called apoptosis. They have a name for it. How did you not say thank you? They committed voluntary suicide so that you could have a healthier body. Well, how do you not think about that? How do you not be grateful? And then you start taking things like, you walk outside, there's trees. Where'd they come from? I don't care. Well, you don't care. How'd you like there to be no trees? Go to Mars. Last time we had gratitude that there was grass, that there were trees, that there were clouds, that there's sunsets and sunrises. Like every moment of your life, there's an opportunity for gratitude. It's all just given to you. It's unbelievable. And you know me, don't get me started talking about the planet itself. All right? Where did the thing come from? Just sitting out there spinning in the middle of nowhere, just a little piece of dirt, a tiny little microscopic piece of dirt in the midst of an entire universe of galaxies, trillions of galaxies. And your little planet is spinning around one star of 300 billion stars in one of those galaxies. Go a couple of million miles away, you don't even see the thing, you'll never see it again. But there's birds and fish and doggies and things, lots and lots of things. How do you just take it for granted? People say, I don't have anything. You have everything. Go to another planet. I make people do it. I do it all the time. You having trouble? Go to Mars. How long do you think you'll last there? It's boring on Mars. There's nothing happening. I told you go to Mars, you wouldn't even last a day or two before because on the spaceship you went on, somehow a roach got in there, right? And the only other living thing on Mars is this roach running around. You will run to try to catch it, to make friends, not to kill it. Then all of a sudden you realize, how spoiled are you? You don't have any gratitude. I have gratitude. If something I want happens, I have gratitude. What about if something you want doesn't happen, such as your cells dividing, such as your mind working? It happens, doesn't it? You take every single thing for granted and then complain about the fact that what's left isn't exactly the way you want it to be. Well, I had my hair done. It just didn't come out. Look at it. It's got a little bit over here. It should have been. No wonder you're miserable. You've just got myopic about what you consider to be grateful about. And so you ultimately get to the point where you start practicing gratitude. You have everything. When you chew your food, I care what it tastes like, right? Big thing, chew the food. Also, as a vegetarian or vegan, let's get this down, right? You chew it, you eat it, then there's a thing called swallowing. What happens if you swallow it? You don't have any, unless you go to nursing school or doctor's school, you don't have any idea what happens. Is so much, it's unbelievable. The thing goes down the tube, it pushes it down, and then all these chemicals are secreted based on the food you ate, not the same chemicals, right? And they break it down, and they break it down more, and this happens, and the waste gets pushed there, and the good stuff gets in there, and then it turns into energy, and it goes into the circulatory system. Why? Why do you have, I'm bleeding. Do you know what that is? That is a system that was designed to transport the energy after the food you ate got broken down by all the chemicals and all the work that happens in there. And then it goes and it gets sent up to the cells that are running the 35 trillion cells so they can eat. Maybe I'll say thank you. That's quite a system. And do you think about that? No. You think about how the food tasted. What happens if you change your thought process to be grateful? It changes everything. You stop complaining. And because you stop complaining, you stop storing this stuff inside. If you're grateful about everything that's going on, you don't have much trouble with it. It's raining. It's been raining for 4 days straight. I hate the rain. This is ridiculous. Okay? Well, just a minute. Let's look at it. I once asked this question, right? You have an irrigation system. Maybe a home or an apartment. There's an irrigation system that makes sure that the grass gets watered, that the shrubbery gets, drip stuff and so on, or whatever it is, all right? Who takes care of the Black Forest? Who takes care of the rainforest? How do they get watered? In Germany, the Black Forest, it's inland. It's not even close to the coast. There ain't no water going on there. Does somebody with a little watering pan, or did they put little drip stuff out there and get it all so the trees can grow and do all that? No. Nobody did that. They couldn't possibly. Well, how's it get watered? I heard a rumor once that there was this giant sun 93 million miles away that was just the right distance from the planet Earth so that its heat evaporated some water from the ocean. And when it evaporates it, go feed your plants salt and see how well they do. They die instantly. It takes the water up because it's lighter than the salt, and it brings it up into the air. Wow, purified. Now it's pure water, not salty. Okay, fine, we'll let it run on top of the ocean. No. It comes up and it forms this cloud, this vapor cloud made out of the water it brought up. Okay, fine. Then what happens? There's this stuff called wind, right? And it goes, and that cloud goes across the land, and it gets to the Black Forest in Germany, and it goes boom. And it's been doing it for millions and millions and millions of years, and that's why you have trees. How is that not an irrigation system? Free of charge. Do you complain about the rain? That's what it is. That's what's happening. And so you wake up and you realize gratitude is the most natural thing in the whole world. You should say, thank you for everything. Thank you for the rain. Thank you for the clouds. Thank you for the sun. The sun's phenomenal. There's this giant 1.3 million Earths inside the sun. I know you're tired of me telling you that. You think, what difference does it make? Are you kidding me? 1.3 million Earths inside the sun, and the sun is just the right distance away. There is no day, there's no night. There's just, for 4.5 billion years, this giant nuclear fireball is burning out there. And you know what? They said, don't worry, it will be there for another 4.5 billion years. It's been there for 4.5 billion. It has enough hydrogen and oxygen, hydrogen mostly, all right? That's what it starts with, to make nuclear explosions to keep you warm, to keep the trees growing, to keep everything. It would be totally dark otherwise. Do you say thank you? Turn on the gratitude pump. I said, is your personal mind that's the problem. Your intellectual mind just understood everything I just talked to you about. You understand there's a star out there. You look up in the sky, you see all those stars. Aren't they cute, twinkle, twinkle? That's one of them. It's not the sun. It's a star that you're close enough to that it looks like that. And there's 300 billion of them in your galaxy. And so you start to appreciate everything. It's all to be appreciated. It's all a gift. I don't know how to continue. You're saying, how can you not feel gratitude? Because you're so caught in yourself. You're in here with yourself saying, this is what I like. This is what I don't like. This is what I want. This is what I don't want. So if it's the way you want, you say, oh boy. If it's not the way you want, I told you my favorite is, I can't believe it's raining. It's my birthday. Why is it raining on my birthday? What's wrong? It doesn't know it's your birthday. How caught can you be in yourself that you say something like that and you start watching? That's what witness consciousness is. Don't do anything about it. Just notice. I want you to walk out of here and notice what I'm telling the truth. Every moment of your life, it's all about what you want and what you don't want, and whether what's happening out there matches what you want or doesn't match what you want, and that you're just so caught in the thought of yourself. That's the personal mind. We just talked about the impersonal mind. All these science facts, all these realities, they are your ability to intellectually understand a reality bigger than you. People sit there and say, why do you keep saying that 1.3 million Earths fit inside the sun? I can't even answer you because you just don't understand. What does that mean? And you're bothered by what? How big are you compared to the whole Earth? How big is the moment you're experiencing compared to all the moments that are going on at the same time? Nothing. You're nothing. I don't want to feel bad. There's a thing called the everything to nothing. When you realize you're nothing, you become everything. Why? Because you're not focused on you, trying to be something. How can you be something? You're having an experience right now. How many are you missing? How many other experiences are going on all over the earth at the same moment that you're having this one experience? 700 billion quillion. You could be having one of those, couldn't you? But you're missing everything but this little moment that you happen to be experiencing this moment. And you know what you say? It's the only one that matters. Because I matter. I'm more important than all the rest of the moments all over the earth. And I didn't like that it was raining right here, right now. I didn't like what you said. Isn't it cute? No wonder you're miserable. You become so myopic that you think you're the center of the universe. That's the opposite of gratitude. Gratitude is about, okay, I'm in here. I got problems. I store all this stuff. But open your eyes. It's so much bigger than you. And have gratitude for everything. What if somebody speaks a different language than you do? Go to France and don't speak French and go to a restaurant and get all frustrated. It's called the ugly American. Get all frustrated. My God, they're so stupid they didn't speak English. Just for a moment. And I haven't thought about this. I just do it right now, right? What does it take for a person to speak the language? It takes whoever developed the thing, word by word. They just started to take symbols and said, dog, cat, thing. Who made a, what's a DOG? Nothing. So society had to agree that that means, ruff, means that thing, then this thing, and it builds up, and then you all communicate, attempt to anyways, with these symbols, and then the mind is brilliant enough to learn them, and then basically sound vibrations come over, they hit and they vibrate, so they're sound vibrations, but you're so brilliant that you decrypt them into the words that other person's trying to say. That alone is miraculous. The fact that you all can talk to each other, do you understand how deep that is? What has to happen? That from my mind, that somehow learned these symbol languages, that I'll make a sound, a noise. Dog. It's just a sound. It's a sound. The fact that you even have larynxes that can make all those sounds. So it sits there and makes that sound. It vibrates. It's just a sound wave. You've seen sound waves on oscilloscopes and different things, right? His little sound wave goes across there. What does it mean? I don't know. It hits your anvil, your hammer, your eardrum. It goes up, vibrates up there. It's not words. It's not anything. It just goes up there and it hits your mind. And you say, oh, he wants to go out to the door. Whoa. How deep is that? How amazing is that? That's phenomenal that you understand each other. And now go to another country and it doesn't work. They all make the sounds that they learn to make, and they come in and you know squat that they're talking about. That's pretty neat. You start understanding how big everything is. You live an amazing life in an amazing place all the time. Every single moment is beyond miraculous. It's like, wow. And that's science talking, not some religious belief structure. And you want to get religious belief? Take every single thing I just talked about and take it down to the quantum field. I saw a picture, something came on the web this morning. It said for the first time, scientists have been able to photograph atoms. Like in the past, they had microscopes. No way of seeing atoms, they're way too small. Then they had electron microscopes. What does that mean? The electron microscope sends out electrons, tiny little, they're beyond microscopic, they're part of an atom. And it hits what it's aiming at, and it bounces back. But if you try to photograph an atom with an electron microscope, there had to be so much intensity of the electron that it broke apart what it was looking at. It was too strong. You understand? It had to be too bright, too strong to be able to see an atom. Now they have come up with computerization, this and the other thing, and I don't know, they said they increased it by 100 million times, something like that, and there's a picture of atoms. Literally, you can see atoms because the electrons bounced off of them enough to where they're able to get a photograph of atoms. That is what every single thing you deal with, every moment of your life looks like. And you don't pay any attention to it. You don't want to think about it. You say, so what? We figured out what's going on down there, and the answer is nothing. You just, when it comes in, make a big deal out of it. And so you get down to the point where you just use your intellectual mind. It's called Jnana Yoga. You use your intellectual mind to free yourself from yourself. It's beautiful. And all of a sudden, no one's happy, but you are. Because you appreciate everything. You appreciate that I gave you a task once. Anybody have a flat screen TV? Okay? There's a great movie on. You're sitting there. Go real close. What do you mean? It's getting blurry. Go closer. No, I can't. Go closer. Go right up, stick your nose against that flat screen TV and tell me what you see. You're going to see this thing called pixels. Ever heard about them? A couple of different colors, and it's pixels. They're just dots. Right? Not if you get too high resolution. You can't see them, all right? In your normal scenario with your TVs, you're going to see pixels. It will not look like a movie. It will not look like anything's happening. It will look like little dots. That's what this is. Every moment of your life, that's all you're seeing is atoms. You're seeing little dots. You're not standing close enough. If you had an electron microscope over your eyes, you wouldn't have a single problem in the entire world. You would not say, oh my God, look what he looks like. It would just all be what is. It would all be down there. But you're not being willing to open your mind enough to bring in reality. The only thing you want to think about is what I want and what I don't want, and whether I like it or whether I don't like it. And it's so picayune, it's unbelievable. This is gratitude. And the greatest, I call it a miracle, if we stay away from God, right? You don't need to believe in God to do what I'm talking to you about. I don't even care whether you do or not. But I can tell you what's going to happen. You do this, and you will free yourself from this myopic thing of making everything be about you. Why, it's not about you. Nothing's about you. It's about the whole frame of reference that you're dealing with. And what will happen, you'll become so high that you won't ever complain or bother by anything. Your mind will quiet down, your heart will open, and you'll feel all this energy. Which energy? The energy that was blocked by you shoving that stuff down there. call it Shakti, call it spirit, I don't care what you want to call it. You will start feeling it welling up inside you, pouring out your hands, pouring out the top of your head, your third eye. It's just, you're saturated with this Shakti, with this energy that's liberated because you stop blocking it down there. And now you won't be able to talk about God. And if you do, you'll be talking about that energy, and it will start pulling you up and pulling you up, and you'll feel like I'm being pulled up into that energy. Someday, enough energy will be flowing, and you'll feel ecstasy, joy. It's ecstatic. It's just total well-being. And it goes up, and you will start to wonder, it's beautiful. I love it. Where's it coming from? Ooh, now I'm going to cry. It's coming from somewhere. I feel it. It's pouring out. What's its source? That's very great. When you get to that point, come talk to me. When all you care about is the source of that energy. Because when you open that much, it will start pulling up into it. And then the word God is something beyond. You don't even want to use the word. Why? Because it's just talking about everything. It's everything. It's all you are. It's all it is. But anyways, I don't want to go there. We started with gratitude as a spiritual path. Now, you see it? Gratitude is a spirit. You want to meditate? Fine, meditate. And you should meditate. It's wonderful. You want to eat properly? Good. Or you want to wear white? No saris, nice little things? Wonderful. You want to do mantras? It's wonderful. Gratitude is a spiritual path. If you practice gratitude, and I gave you lots of reason, didn't I? How about all around you, everywhere, every moment should be blowing you away that it even exists. And you start saying, thank you, thank you, thank you to everything. All right? Then it'll liberate you, it'll free you. Started to say to you, there's one that I don't know how you don't do it. I talked about trees and the watering system. I talked about the planets and how big and small it is. There's one that's just pretty unbelievable. I'll leave you with it. I hear tell that there's a cell, a single cell. It's not an atom. You can see it with a microscope. A single cell, we'll call it a fertilized cell. It's just sitting there. That it knows how to make a baby by itself with no interaction from any doctor, from any scientist, from any mother, from anybody who knows a thing about anything. That cell knows how to implant itself in a place and start taking, I tell you, Twinkies and Coke that the mother's drinking and eating. And it knows how to break apart its component parts. You understand that? And it moves those and then grows and multiplies all by itself. Nobody's doing anything. And it makes livers and kidneys and eyeballs. You don't even know how those happen. You know nothing about it. That's pretty amazing, isn't it? And it then grows and grows and becomes a whole human being. Somebody once said, I don't know, there was somebody out there said, I'll pay $1 million to anybody that can prove the presence of God. Oh, the presence of a miracle. How in the world can a bunch of atoms put themselves together to become a cell that knows how to do everything I just talked to you about? Pretty amazing, isn't it? That's gratitude. It's not supposed to be the way you want it to be. It's supposed to blow your mind that it is at all. And you do that, and it will blow your mind. And all of a sudden, your intellectual mind will take over, and it will liberate you. And ye shall know the truth, and truth will set you free. I beg you, practice gratitude. Just start. That's the reason to meditate. Start in the morning, get quiet, and remember, I'm going to practice gratitude today. All right? And when you use your Rice Krispies and they don't snapple and pop as much as they did before because you left the box open, just practice gratitude. The fact that they exist, the fact that anything exists. And well, what about the baby gets born? Does it stay 1.5 feet? No. What, do you have a stretching machine? What are you doing? Oh, you mean it not only makes itself, but it knows how to grow itself? Now it's not mommy taking the Twinkies and stuff. It's you. And they break it down and make it into cells so that your body grows. And it becomes not 1.5, but 4 feet and 6 feet. But I don't want to get old. It's phenomenal that it knows how to do all that, and it knows how to get old. It knows how to change the body in this frame, move your face and lose the hair and do the thing, the varicose veins. It knows how to do this. Isn't that amazing? And you know what it knows how to do? Die. I told you apoptosis, that one cell dropped out. But what happens when it all gets old enough and it's done its time here? It gave you a gift of a body to use. And it got old. And then you find out what happens when it dies. You don't die. You're in there. You've been in it the whole time. It's going to be fun to find out. Don't try to figure it out. Just be here now and have the experience. And so everything is a miracle. Everything's amazing. Everything's beautiful. Yes, it's not what you want, okay? But if you take a look at what it is, it's unbelievable. All right. That's gratitude. Can we practice that? It'd be a lot of fun. All right. I'm grateful that you listened. Jagrata.
You've been listening to the Michael Singer Podcast, produced by Sounds True in partnership with Shakti Publications. For more information on Michael's body of work and all back episodes, please join us at michaelsingerpodcast.com. Thanks so much for listening. Sounds True, waking up the world.